Are you ordering?
Yeah, I'm waiting in line.
Oh, what'd you say?
Yeah, I'm waiting in line.
Oh, okay. Can I wait with you?
Yeah, you're good.
So at first I thought she might have been trying to get away from somebody because she came over and immediately grabbed me by the hand when she asked me that. So I thought she was going to have me pretend to be her boyfriend because there was somebody following her.
Okay.
How's you guys' night going?
Pretty good, yeah. We're trying to just get 2 lemon drops, so we're not doing anything crazy.
Okay, that's what's up.
Do you want to take it with us?
Huh?
Do you want to take lemon drops with us?
I'm okay. I'm gonna get a Crown and Sprite.
Oh.
What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew? I'm Kylie.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jordan. Nice to meet
Good
you.
to meet you.
You notice the immediate vocal tonality change because I didn't immediately agree to what she wanted.
Take lemon drops with us.
I'm okay. I don't. Too acidic for me. I'm gonna stick with my usual.
What kind of shot do you like?
I don't normally do shots. I just drink. I'll sip a mix.
I don't take shots either, but I deadass don't take shots, but I'll take.
This is the equivalent to a girl telling you, I usually don't do this before you hook up on a first or second date.
I think I'm okay.
Just because you're cute.
Huh?
I said just because you're cute.
I can't do it. So, you're like the 5th girl who's done that tonight. I swear.
Don't do like this. I understand that girls want free drinks, but if you got it like that, dudes are gonna offer to buy you drinks, which, I mean, I don't really recommend. As a dude, you don't just go around buying random girls drinks because of like this. So that's why during interactions, I generally recommend just making conversation and judging the interest level from there. You don't lead with buying a girl a drink because there's a lot of girls who just go around at night expecting free drinks out of guys with no type of interest in them at all, just looking at them as a source of a free drink. So don't be the guy who gets suckered into buying girls like this drinks simply because you can't say no. And with that being said, guys, I hope you got some value out of this, and I'll see you in the next video.
I don't watch TV. Like, no one cares. You don't get an award because you watch less TV.
And then you got people like me. I call out women's behavior because I'm a woman. And it would be irresponsible of me to not do so. But when I do, all of y'all, well, not all of y'all, some of you are scared, but all of y'all man haters, just don't hesitate to call me a pick-me or everything else under the sun. What's with these double standards? I don't get it.
No one's having babies. This is the existential crises that no one wants to talk about. So forget the culture wars for a second. We talk about politics and quite literally everything under the sun except the one thing that actually decides whether a population survives. People being born. If you think this sounds dramatic, keep listening because it gets worse. Welcome to We Need to Talk About This, a series that I literally just made up. So how did we get here? Well, number one, dating apps turned romance into basically window shopping. To start, everyone's broke, no one's fertile, no one wants to make it past the talking phase, and all of us are just constantly burned out. But this is where it gets scary. So if fertility rates stay where they are, every Western country will get older, poorer, and smaller, and this will happen very quickly. This is not a talking point. This isn't like right-wing propaganda or anything to do with Republicans. This is a demographic crash. And no one wants to talk about it because once you see these numbers, you can't unsee them. So you need 2.1 kids per female for a population to survive. Most Western nations right now are at 1.2 or 1.6. Across the West, sperm counts are down nearly 50% since the 70s. We have things like PCOS, endometriosis, every single hormonal issue under the sun that's plaguing females. Chemical exposure, stress, lifestyle factors, the men are drinking water, turning you know what. All of these things make a difference. And yet nobody's talking about this because it's not political, it's not clickbait, but this is the real crisis. So does this frighten anybody else?
Having feelings for another man while you're engaged is not cheating. I will die on this soapbox. I was engaged. I had feelings for another man because I was in a play with this other guy and I was spending hours and hours and hours and hours during practice with him and just...
Listen, I don't know what dumb-ass femcel podcaster that you watch, but that's the dumbest thing that I've heard. No, officer, you got it all wrong. You see, yes, I was drunk driving. but this is my buddy's truck, so it doesn't count. Part of me thinks that it's probably satire, but that's all her account is just talking about emotional cheating. So it's pretty much like bobbing for apples in a tub that has no water in it. You know what I mean?
Why would you be talking stupid like this? For what? Where are these dumb ideas coming from? Just stop talking. Women have, if you're going to say something stupid like this, just don't say it at all. Is really what it boils down to. Quit talking.
There is nothing that I hate more than the man who have a strict program. Because what you mean you done with me because I had an attitude today and I'm too old and I should have communicated? And you for real? Oh no, checks be caving in. You don't give no second chances for real? Leave the strict programs for us women. I can't stand no man that's strict. I need about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances.
So basically, she hates a man with a standard. And that's precisely why you need one. To weed out that type of foolishness. The standard is the standard.
There must be something in the water, because something's going on with these women. Y'all check this out.
There's a special place in hell for every single person that walks around that tells single people that they need to heal or they need to focus on themselves, work on themselves more before getting into a relationship. Because that is the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life. In fact, I would go so far as to say that waiting until you're perfectly healed, which by the way, that's never going to happen, is going to only set you up for failure. Because you are going to learn your biggest lessons while you are with someone. Because being with somebody else triggers everything within you that shows you what you still need to work on. And there's only so much that you can do while you're single. So imagine my shock when I went years and years and years of being single and spending every single minute of my free time working on myself and trying to heal all of my wounds and my shadows and all of those things that people on the internet tell you to do, only to end up with someone and seeing that all of the work that I did on my own was a complete waste of time. Because there's only so much healing that you can do on your own. The true test happens when there's another person in the picture. You can't apply everything that you have learned in solitude until you are with someone else who actually practice everything that you have learned. And what's even better than that is the right person for you is going to accept all of your flaws and imperfections without batting an eyelash. They are going to be willing to work through all of these things with you. They're going to hear all of your traumas and all of the things you're afraid of, and they're not going to care. They're going to actually open their arms and be like, all right, let's do this together. And I feel like if I would have known this sooner, it would have saved me so much time feeling like I was never enough. Feeling like I was a project that constantly had to be worked on, and always finding something new to work on because everything that I had done up to that point still wasn't enough. And no matter how much work I did on myself, it still wasn't leading me to where I wanted to be. Until I finally accepted, like, hey, I'm never going to be perfect, so I may as well just try anyway. So please do not listen to anybody that tries to tell you that you need to heal and work on yourself before getting into a relationship, because that is the furthest thing from the truth. Because you deserve to find someone and you deserve to be with someone regardless of where you're at in life. You are worthy exactly as you are. And anyone that tells you that you need to heal more or you need to do X, Y, and Z in order to be worthy of getting into a relationship has no idea what they're talking about.
But maybe they do though, because you continue to come on these apps and say, maybe I missed the man that I should have been with years ago. So maybe there's something to what they're saying. Maybe you do need to change.
Instagram models, they're dumb as rocks, but they have the abs, they have the piercing gaze. A lot of women just want to have that experience. Same thing with fame. A lot of fame is probably the most attractive variable to women, even more so than money, even more so than abs. But a lot of women just want to have the story, the experience. And so they'll DM famous athletes or movie stars, and if they're cute enough, they can get a rendezvous. But sometimes these women are married or they have boyfriends, and they just want to like have a little excitement on the side, but they're not going to leave their stable situation. And they probably correctly believe that they couldn't engage this really attractive man's long-term attention against all of his optionality and her inter-competition. Right. So women can be a little bit more realistic in that, but they won't posit it like that. They won't come out, well, the reason why I did this is because I don't think I'm attractive enough to beat out all of the inter-competition that is attracted to this highly desirable man. They'll just say, oh, you know, he's just a playboy. He's not serious. Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean,
both could be true.
Both can be true.
Yeah. It could be a both and, not an either or.
I make enough money to pay all of my bills, take trips, spoil myself. Why in the world would I give my time to a man that wants me to go half? Get out of my face.
So you rather pay 100%
then 50%. Baby, the math ain't mathing. Like, y'all be tripping out here in these streets. If you prostitute, just say that. Just say they gotta pay for the nookie boo. You an escort or whatever the hell you want to call it. Baby, just be that. Just keep it honest. Because there are plenty of sugar daddies out here that you could go meet. Why don't you just go get you a sugar daddy instead of sitting here trying to get somebody that you're attracted to? Because if it's all about the money, baby, then just be all the way about the money. Okay?
What do toxic women do to test men?
To be honest, I don't respect women who do this. And whoever is listening, if you're doing this, you really need to seek help because this is not normal behavior. Women who go out with their men and then do things to get the man jealous on purpose. It's like disrespectful to the man, to his lineage, to his masculinity. You're literally demasculating the man and you're cheap. That's all I can say for the woman. You're cheap. You can test him in so many ways. That's not a way to test a man. I hope every man fails that test because he's not meant to be with that woman.
This video really upsets me. Nurses are some of the most underappreciated people in healthcare. And trust me, as somebody that's been in and out of hospitals over the past few years, nurses are absolute superheroes. Now, you can absolutely make your point about healthcare and people taking better care of themselves, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with you. But you don't do it at the expense of someone else. You definitely don't film a stranger behind her back that's a nurse to post online and publicly shame them. And the truth is, most nurses are so focused on taking care of other people that they're so mentally, physically exhausted, they neglect to take care of themselves. So before you judge anybody, especially a nurse, why don't you try walking a mile in their shoes? Try working an 8-hour, 12-hour, 16-hour shift, saving lives. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from with that, but I don't, why would you be behind somebody doing that? Come on, man. Like, dude, now if you would have dropped to the ground, oh, well, you know, I can't get over there to you, so I need to take better care of myself. Then what?
He was lifting. Nothing.
Okay, so if you can't tell in the video, this is Barbie Bex. This is the woman that decided to record him. Oh, she's in Vegas, just like me. As you can see from her face, we can tell that she does more jaw jacking and making fun of people than working out at the gym. I find it so crazy that women go out of their way to say that men are evil, malicious, and all they do is pick at our bodies. But on the same breath, you guys do the same thing. So make it make sense. You think that you're a good person going out of your way to record a man enjoying his time with his friend recording? What's wrong with that? What if he's teaching somebody how to do that workout? I see nothing wrong with that. The fact that you're laughing and giggling, saying that he's literally lifting nothing, tells me you don't know shit about working out. Do you even understand the movement that he's doing, that he's working out? You're not supposed to put an excessive amount of weight on there. You know that, right? But of course you wouldn't, because instead of jaw jacking, you're sitting over there talking, making fun of him with your homegirl when you should be on the treadmill working out. Hence why you look like your picture. Hence why you're making fun of somebody else. I never see pretty girls and good-looking women and fit women making fun of men. Do you ever notice how it's the gargoyles, the hyenas, the big-ass tanks and grenades? I'm shocked you didn't eat the camera. But hey, no one's going to make fun of you, but I sure will. I love fighting fire with fire, and people are like, oh, this is not going to, I don't care. Being nice to people who are mean doesn't work. You never get bullied when you're a kid. Have you ever experienced that? When has being nice to a bully ever worked? Let me know. I find it so crazy that so many men struggle with their mental health, and you have hyenas doing this. Girl, get your workout on, get on that treadmill, do your 10,000 steps, and you'd be skinnier worrying about yourself. Recording somebody else who's not doing nothing to you is awful. I cannot understand people who do stuff like this, y'all. I would never go out of my way to record somebody just to make fun of them. And the person who's with you is just a piece of crap just as much as you are. Because I don't see any type of satisfaction I would get out of this by making fun of somebody. But guess what? I love that I'm making this video making fun of you, Twinkie Jr. Because I do not understand your motive. And by looking at your pictures and your profile, I think you should be asking Santa for a waist trainer. Have a good day, honey. You know what? I'm not even going to start because you're one M&M away from having to go to Jenny Craig. Have a good day, babes. Enjoy your lovely holiday. Eat all the hot cocoa and all the food that you can. You need it. Or do you?
We don't call women losers enough. We don't call these types of women losers enough. You're a loser, man. You're a loser. That's exactly what you are. Stop doing that type of stuff. Stop being lame. Stop being weird. You're being a loser, dude. And you know you are. Why would you be doing this? Leave that man alone. Leave him alone, please.
All right, TikTok, tell me who's right or wrong in this situation. There was a young lady about between the age of 22 and 25. She's in the scrunch butt shorts. Look it up. They're common activewear fitness type shorts that accentuate the butt. There's basically a kind of a hollow area or a band where the woman can lift her butt up in the shorts, and it kind of lifts the butt up a little bit and makes it more prominent. Anyway, she's standing with her boyfriend, and as she gets moving, she walks by an older couple. She walks by me too, but I'm checking her out too. She looked great, okay? But she's with her boyfriend. She walks past me and she walks past an older guy. The guy's in the 70s. He takes his phone out, and you just can't imagine a 70-year-old man taking his phone out to record a video or a photo. And he, as she's walking by, he snaps 2 pictures of her butt. Now, the way he's positioned, he kind of looked weird, you know what I mean, in the position he's in to be standing where he was standing as she's walking by with her boyfriend. Well, anyway, they catch him with the sneaky snap. Funny as hell. And so they stop and pause, and they want to confront the guy. But here's the problem. Who's right or wrong in this situation? What do they say? When you're in public in Australia and in America, you have no reasonable right to privacy. So you can be recorded at any point, as long as it's not demeaning but you're taking pictures of a person, not a private part. So in that situation, okay, they wanted to confront him. They didn't know what to say. So the woman wanted the boyfriend to stand up. He didn't stand up for her. He just stood and looked. And then they walked away a couple of times looking back, and they wanted to talk or tell someone. But who's right or wrong in the situation? Is it the man that takes the sneaky snap? Was he right or wrong? Was it the woman wearing the scrunch butt short? Okay, was she right or wrong? Or was the boyfriend right or wrong for not sticking up, man? You answer in the comment section.
Are there things that men should be doing on their dating profiles in general to stand out?
Holding fishes with their
Out of here.
No, I'm one thing that they could definitely do is level up their pictures. Like, most guys only have pictures of themselves on vacation. Okay, fair enough. And with their guy friends, maybe. So to actually get photos of yourself on a nice camera, like an SLR with good lighting, it doesn't have to look like a professional headshot, but just having high quality images can put you ahead of like 95% of men on dating apps.
That's huge.
Sure. And you just need, 6 of them? Anybody can get 6 good pictures. A great way to do this that I've recommended to guys is to use Airbnb experiences. Have you heard of these? Airbnb, most people know for these short-term rentals, but a few years ago they launched kind of a complement to that site, so you can either get the rentals or experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're traveling to LA or to Bali and you don't know anybody, you don't have anything to do, and you don't want to just go to all the touristy places like the Sunset Boulevard and the Hollywood sign. So there are locals who are like, I'll take you to the real Chinatown, or I'm going to show you the best hidden spots for Korean barbecue or something like that. You probably wouldn't know otherwise.
Yeah.
Half of those experiences are professional photographers who will say, I will take you to the golden hour, to this beautiful spot, and I even help you with outfits or poses, and they cost $100. That's within the means of most people.
After this episode, Airbnb is gonna get booked out, all the experiences around.
Yeah, maybe I should get into affiliate.
Exactly.
Guys, why am I single for Christmas? I don't understand. I'm a hard worker. I'm pretty. I have a 20-year-old body. And I'm just confused, why I'm single for Christmas. Bye.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's because you're an elderly, attention-seeking thought
who's completely illogical. You said your body is of a 20-year-old, which is not true. But if it were of a 20-year-old, you're suggesting that that's a value that men seek. Well, that being the case, why wouldn't they just go get the 20-year-old? I mean, after all, you do have implants, my dear. So why not just go get the real thing? And the fact of the matter is you're advertising your body on the internet to a multitude of strange men. That's not attractive at all. And the last piece I would share with you, since you've not figured this out in your 40 years on the planet Earth, is you said single for Christmas. This indicates that you want a man for the holidays when it's time to show off and take pictures. Very typical of the modern sick woman in the West. These are the type of women who think about the wedding day instead of the married life. You're more so concerned about the appearance of things. So just a couple notes for you on why you're single. And that whole piece about I'm pretty is like, you aight. You know, that's kind of the problem, is self-delusion. Like, you aight. And with you just being aight, you should probably focus on the greater qualities that would make a man want to stick with you. Modest dress, which is to say, not coming on the internet half naked. And in addition to dressing modestly, learn how to cook and clean. I have a feeling you're not a clean person.
And even if they did go get even if they did bypass on the 20-year-old, you're throwing something out there that you're not going to be willing to give. You know what I mean? I think, there was a clip that I reacted to. I think it was where Taylor essentially was saying, well, the woman was dancing. She was kind of like moving in her seat, and then she got up and she turned around, she started twerking. Now, the dude that came over to her, he grabbed the woman. He grabbed the woman out of nowhere. He grabbed a woman. That's not even his girlfriend. He grabbed her. And so that was weird. And she was talking about how, I understand that she's doing this, but don't grab him. Don't touch him like that. Or don't touch her like that. Excuse me. And I was saying, I understand where you're coming from. Definitely don't touch that woman. That is not your girl, dude. That's weird. Stop doing that. But also, you're advertising something as a woman to where when men come for that, you market something and then they take advantage of the market. Oh, that's a deal. Let me go get it. Then all of a sudden you're upset when they come for the deal. When McDonald's is having a sale on burgers. I'll take that. 2 for $1. I'll take that. And when I come in, hey, I'm here for the 2 for $1 special. Oh, no, we ain't. Why you come in here for that? You couldn't just come in for a Big Mac. No, I don't want to come in for the Big Mac. I don't want to pay full price. I came in here for the special that you said you had. I'm looking on your app and you're saying that you have something I'm interested in. So that's what I'm looking for. And you get upset about that. You should not. This woman, oh, I've got a 20-year-old body. Why don't they want me? Well, now that I see it, I'm coming for your body. I want to see what you're talking about because that's what you advertised. I know you advertise some other things, but you need to figure out how to present yourself a little bit better. Y'all be talking about men don't need to be leading with money, and here you are leading with this.
If you've ever traveled with a woman, you already know this. But for the rest of you, there's nothing more exhausting than flying internationally with a woman. Men travel like Navy SEALs. We can miss a flight, sleep on the floor, eat nothing for 14 hours, and we keep moving. But the moment you add a woman to your itinerary, she's losing her bag, starving, getting cramps, needing to rest from her resting, and her skin is itchy, and then she forgot her serum 3 gates and 2 continents ago. With a woman, you're not traveling anymore. You're running logistics, emotional support, daycare, and crisis management simultaneously. Men move for speed. Women move to be seen. That's why guys prefer traveling with other guys. We board planes like war is coming. Women only move if there's a camera, something expensive to flex on, and perfect lighting for her stories.
When y'all start talking about what y'all won't do for y'all man, I stay quiet. Because I'm not built like that. I'm down to do whatever for mine, okay? If he's my man, I'm gonna make sure he's good, he's supported, he's appreciated, and he knows that I'm in his corner, and that's period. Some of y'all talk like liking your partner is embarrassing, like doing for your man makes you weak, like showing effort is pick-me behavior. No, It's called being grown. If I care about you, I'm going to act like it. If you pour into me, I'm pouring right back. If you're doing your part, I'm going to match that energy every time. I don't have to play hard to love in my own relationship. I don't have to be distant to keep the upper hand. I don't have to act cold just to prove a point. It is completely okay to like your partner, to love them out loud, to show up for them, to make sure they are straight, to treat them right because they treat you right. And I'm not ashamed of that at all. Like, I'm not doing bare minimum for a man who's doing the maximum for me. I'm doing my part. Proudly. Y'all can have the, I don't do this, I don't do that conversations, and I'll be over here keeping my relationship solid.
So this young lady wrote this comment in my comment section referring to one of my previous videos, how I clearly stated everybody has their right to their preferences. A lot of women have a light-skinned man preference. They just afraid to admit it because they don't be judged by their peers. Because surveys don't lie. People do. This young lady wrote, I mean, to be honest, I'm a little bit of a colorist. Does that make me a racist or hate black American people? No, it doesn't. I do have a preference, so I'm going to be crucified for that? Am I going to be made fun of or dragged or hated? I can care less, and I really don't care. I'm not going to treat you any less if you're darker, but to be in a relationship or anything, I have my preferences, and I am entitled to it, as simple as that, and she's absolutely correct. When they ask women to describe their ideal man, tall, thin-built, light-skinned, 8 out of 10 times. It is what it is. Same thing with other things. Everybody has a right to their preferences. If you don't fit the ideal what this person finds attractive, then it is what it is. Whoop-de-doo. At the end of the day, don't be mad if you don't meet somebody else's preferences. Take your L just like everybody else do. But leave your comment in the comment section. But y'all grown, they're gonna do what y'all want to do.
So basically, you want that man fit, masculine, and generous, right? For men, it's Kevin Samuel says a lot of times fit, feminine, and friendly. So basically, you want that man masculine, generous, be able to give you stuff, listen to you, give you time, money, and all that other stuff. But then also to look the part, right? Have all of this, but also the status of all that comes along with it. That's what you're saying. But when a man says this in reverse, then like he's saying, it's a problem.
Having a child is becoming an unpaid Uber driver for someone who doesn't want to go to karate and hates you anyway. And it's hard work.
That is a narrative that I'm going to push back on, which is part of the problem, which is that it's the narrative of misery, which has been promoted. And it's not miserable to have children. It's joyful. It's the most incredible love you'll ever experience in your life, but it's also really hard. And I think we have a bunch of, we are producing women and men who are, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. They cannot deal with discomfort. They cannot deal with frustration. They cannot deal with sacrifice or hardship or responsibility. They want it to be easy. Who said raising children was easy? You don't get the good stuff unless you put in the work. And it's the same if you're out in the world. Of course it's easier to go to a job than it is to stay home with a child, because a child demands more of you, but it also gives back more.
Yeah, it's true that it's really, really hard work. And I think that our culture is so used to everything being sterile, everything being neat. If your child is noisy, give them an iPad. And
children are just a good and service, and they should just love you unconditionally and make you feel really amazing and be your cheerleader. And anything more than that, why would I have one?
Which is completely strange, because work is hard. Working out, going to the gym, that's hard.
Yeah, raising a human being, expect it to be hard, but she's right. It's so glorious. It's so amazing. The book of Proverbs says you don't get the glory of having amazing children who honor you and who you get to do amazing things with unless you put in the hard work of discipline, teaching, and loving. And if you have the right mindset, all those hardships are joyful.
Yeah, work hard, guys.
Ladies, make sure you're his problem and not his peace.
Oh, you want women's relationships to fail. Got it. You do not want to be your man's problem, because your man has 100 other problems. And if he has to come home to dealing with you being another one of his problems, he don't want to come home to you. He's going to want to stay out. He's going to want to go somewhere else. Be your man's peace. Make his life easier, because his life is already full of troubles, tribulations, and things that he has to deal with and fix every single day. I will always be my man's peace, because that's the least I can do for him to make his life a little bit easier.
She's joking around. I think it's May's Vault is what her name is, or maybe she's changed it by now. I remember she was, I think, going through a bout with cancer. She used to have like really long, curly hair. So she's joking. She'd be out there messing with her husband and stuff like that. She's joking.
How to avoid divorce from a divorce attorney. Don't hang out with people that hate their spouse or don't value marriage. If they don't value marriage, they don't value their spouse, they definitely don't care about your marriage. What business does a married man have hanging out with a bachelor that's sleeping around, hanging out with a guy that cheats on his wife all the time? Is that really who you'd want your husband hanging out with? No. Why would you be hanging out with trash if you're actually trying to be a good husband? And the same goes, like, as a married woman, I'm not going to hang out with another married woman that's like, oh, I hate my husband, he's the worst. Or she's always talking about men that aren't her husband. Oh, I was flirting with this guy. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, look at him. Like, crushing on all these other men that are not her husband. I don't relate. They say divorce runs in circles, that if you're in a group of people and one person gets divorced, it's gonna start, like, if you stay in that group, it'll start spreading through the group. Hang out with people that love their spouse, that enjoy being married. Whenever you hear a guy, for example, complaining about how much he hates his wife, oh, I hate my wife, oh, she always wants me to do this, oh, that is so lame. That sounds miserable. Misery loves company. Don't let them take you down. And really, also think about this. If someone doesn't respect their marriage, they'll probably flirt with your spouse when you're not around if they got the chance, because these people do not care. There are no rules. It's all toxic. It's all crazy. Don't hang out with people like that. Hang around couples that want their relationship to work. Couples that do not normalize embarrassing or belittling their spouse in front of people, that don't bash their spouse, don't have like these weird little secret micro cheating moments. Steer clear. That's not who you want to be friends with.
Marriage, from a legal standpoint, is definitely negligent and possibly reckless. So in the law, we make a distinction between negligence and recklessness. So negligence is a failure to perceive a substantial and unjustifiable risk of serious harm. And recklessness is a conscious disregard for a substantial and unjustifiable risk of harm. So negligence basically is, I didn't realize how dangerous this was. Recklessness is, I knew exactly how dangerous this was and I did it anyway. I would argue that with the divorce rate as high as it is and the marriage satisfaction rate as low as it is, because remember, divorce is just, here's the marriages that catastrophically failed. Like catastrophically failed to the point where these people said, yeah, that's it, I'm out. You can have half my stuff. I'll lose half my time with my kids. I'm out. I'm done. I cannot do this anymore. So you went from, I love you more than the other 8 billion other options on the planet, to, I don't care if I have to give away half my stuff. I just don't want to be with you anymore. Like, so that's pretty far in terms of the trajectory there of how far you can get. It's not like, oh, I used to like this food and now I don't like it so much. It's, I used to love this food. It was my favorite food. And now if I even look at it, I'm going to throw up.
Dad, what does it mean for a woman to submit to a man?
So it's a very controversial topic, Maria, okay? Because women like to do things their own way nowadays, and they don't want to submit to a man because they think that makes them lesser of a woman to submit to a man. Men are like an umbrella, and the world is like a thunderstorm. And women can either go out into the thunderstorm and get completely soaked and drenched, or
They can go under the umbrella?
What?
Or they can go under the umbrella?
Exactly, or they can go under the umbrella. What a lot of women have a hard time realizing is that that umbrella is only useful to cover and protect her from the storm if she holds it up, right? So if a woman wants to be protected by the covering of a man, she has to then submit underneath his covering and protection. But some women have a hard time with ego and pride that they don't want to be underneath another man. But what they fail to realize is that the umbrella can't be used for its intended purpose without the woman holding
The umbrella?
correct. What good does an umbrella do if you just hold it out to the side?
Nothing.
Nothing, exactly. But so many women want to be equal to men. They don't want to be underneath men, that they hold the umbrella out to the side, wondering why they can get drenched in the storm. But the way to be protected by the covering is to submit to being underneath it. Does that mean that the woman is less? No, it doesn't. Because guess what? The umbrella can't do its job without the support of the woman. Right? So men need women to support us so that we can cover them and protect them from storms. Here's the caveat to that. Men
have to be full of integrity. Otherwise, even if a woman holds that umbrella up, she's still going to get drenched by the holes in the umbrella.
Men can just go sleeping around with like 10 women and it's okay, but then if a woman does it, it's like bad.
How easy do you think it would be for you to go in there and sleep with 10 guys?
Very easily. Guys willingly will just go up to you.
For the average guy, how easy do you think it would be for him to sleep with 10 women?
If the guy is like some like gorgeous model, maybe he might.
I think if a guy could sleep with 10 women, the reason he's celebrated is because not a lot of guys can sleep with 10 women. Even the ugliest woman can sleep with a guy. So why celebrate you for something that's so easy to do?
All right, someone asked me, what do you think it would sound like if someone was brutally honest about removing from their marriage just because they're disinterested? Well, I think you would hear like, hey, I know that an intimacy is a big deal for you and that we've always used this as a way to stay connected, have children, bond, show love and affection, but I don't want it anymore. I don't want to maintain it, and I really cannot be bothered. It's not medical or anything. I just don't want to. I don't want to touch you anymore, and I don't want you to touch me. No more. But I don't want you to go outside and get it either. We're not opening the marriage because, well, then you'll meet somebody who's not going to give up on you, and you're going to want that. And you're going to see that I soft quit the marriage, and then you're going to want to leave. And then I'm going to lose all my comfort. And I'm okay with you losing your comfort, but I don't want to lose any of mine. So we're not going to have within the relationship, and you're definitely not going outside of the relationship because then you're going to know that you deserve better. You at least deserve somebody who doesn't give up on you. So no, I'm actually just going to breadcrumb you along with false hope and then shame you with embarrassment into submission until you just stop talking about it. And by the time your mental health, deteriorates into depression and that, you're not going to want to do anything either. And after more years, you'll have invested so much of your life and time and efforts, you're not going to go anywhere anyway. That's why I don't think you hear the honest answer as to why it is being removed.
The most unrealistic, actually, in the last 5 or 6 years have been breadwinner working women who come in and say, I'm done. I cannot do this anymore. He is an albatross around my neck. I am still making all of the pediatrician appointments, hiring the nannies, arranging the play dates, making school lunches, and I'm working. And he's on the couch in his boxers all day, like working on the great American novel. He hasn't done anything. We were both superstars in grad school, and I can't believe this is happening. Get me divorced. And then I said, okay, let's see what that would look like. He's still going to have the kids half the time. He is probably still going to need a nanny, so you're going to still be paying for that. You're probably still going to be arranging everything because that's how you are. You want to do it because you do it better, you think. And you're going to give him half of everything you have. You are going to give him half of your pension, and you're going to be probably paying him spousal and child support. And they are like, wait, what? I'm the woman. And I'm like, I know, but that kind of doesn't matter. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And then you have people going, oh my God, I can't even believe that this is happening.
I love that. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You're probably going to pay somebody to do it, but that's not the point. The point is, I feel like he's still going to be bending me over and taking advantage of me. And that's what I don't want. I really want to stick it to the man. I want to stick it to this fella right here. You need me, sir, and I'm going to get out there and show you. And here's a reality. I can help you, but this is actually what it's going to look like. I think there was a woman who decided to leave her husband. I think she actually did leave her husband. She had been getting alimony from her husband. She goes up to the office to ask about retirement. I think it is what he'd been working for. And I don't know if it was included in the divorce settlement, like whatever happened. And she realized, I think, that once she hits retirement age, which was very soon, then the alimony is probably going to stop or decrease greatly. And the check from retirement that she thought she was going to get from his pension was not coming. It most likely was not coming. I think she was planning on getting some stuff done after retirement, or I'm going to wait for the check. And when the person at the window told her, yeah, that check is not going to come, or if it does come, it looks like it's not going to be all that much. So you're going to have to get a job. to make ends meet. She started crying right there at the window. Now, why are you crying when you could have gotten a job all these years? Why are you upset when you could have gone back to school all these years? This man was paying you alimony this entire time, and you decided to sit up there and chill at the house this entire time. Why did you do that? You didn't understand? You didn't expect that there was still going to be something behind that? You thought it was just going to be, oh man, everything's going to be great? This is what this is. Oh yeah, I'm going to give you a high-powered lawyer and everything's going to be fantastic. And responsibilities. You're still going to have responsibilities. Stop that.
Are you famous? Should I know who you are? Famously sitting here about to enjoy the opera. Is this your first opera? No. People say, you know, your first opera should be this. Oh, do they? No. It's interesting. I've seen Rigoletto, I've seen Carmen, I've seen quite a few. So, yeah, I've been all around the world.
Okay, so they continue to go back and forth. Now, she feels offended by the question because she writes in this TikTok, she asked, is this your first opera? And puts a little emoji underneath it. And guess what? The lady does ask, is this your first opera? And she goes on to say, I say that because I've heard this is a good first opera for people to go and see. Now, why did you choose to clip this interaction and post it on the internet? For people to be communicated this idea that this somehow is a microaggression against you. Now, one person writes, the microaggressions are singing at full opera volume and you matched her notes with style. Nearly 10,000 likes on that. Another one writes, they love to hit us with the are you famous anytime they find black people outside of the ghetto. Gotta sing, dance, act, or play basketball to have access to the finer things in life. Now you're just kind of being racist towards your own group because who said that? Y'all are schizophrenic. Y'all are racist schizophrenics because she didn't say anything to insinuate even a modicum of all the things you're talking about in these comments. And a lot of y'all are Simone Biles because of the amount of flips and tricks and vault jumps you have to do to come up with a racist scenario happening in front of your face in these videos. It's astounding. Gold medal for all of you.
I feel like the reason why men are able to be friends for 20 plus years is because they're really not good friends to each other and they don't care. Like they talk about each other behind their back.
Boy, howdy, do I hate when two fours forget to wear a condom. What are you talking about? We barely talk to each other when we're hanging out. We don't got time for gossip of all things.
They literally will crack jokes about each other's messed up situation behind their backs.
What are you on about? The worse it is, the better. When my buddy's mom died, I asked the doctor, I said, hey, is cervical cancer contagious? He's like, what? No, why? And I was like, because I threw last night. Unlike your take, her body was still warm.
When we lose friends, it hits a little bit different because like we were really emotionally connected.
What? You guys will stop being friends over outfit choices. There was nothing on the planet that changed more than a ladies' MySpace top 10 back in the day. Relationships are deeper. Yeah, the hole's filled with quicksand. You don't even talk about anything. Sure we do, all the time. But why would he do it around you? It's like giving a gun to a toddler and hoping for the best. I'm not giving you ammunition. Anywhoosies, the 19th Amendment was a mistake. And that's on the Guys Friends Club, where it's a bio. Whoop!
Men and women hate each other right now. There was 2 articles last month that really had a moment. What these 2 articles are actually designed to do to us sheeple is to perpetuate that there's either a matriarchy or a patriarchy that's ruining your life. For women as a whole, women are making about 83 cents to the dollar that a man is making. And for Gen Z, it's improving even more, where Gen Z women are now making about 92 cents to a dollar that a man is making. The gap is no longer gapping. Because that is happening, women are outranking most men in terms of like regular middle class you and I people right now. That is what is causing articles like is having a boyfriend embarrassing now to become viral and very relatable for people, because you're like, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing because I'm like going through the motions with this guy, but like the entire system and media has made us both like politically different, and now women are no longer seeing the financial benefits of having a boyfriend because men aren't doing well. And that we talk about like late stage capitalism all the time. I would argue we're kind of perpetuating this like late stage feminism, where how I actually see feminism manifest into the workplace is like women thinking the guy next to them that like gives them an unsolicited comment is like their oppressor. Like the guy sitting next to you that's your white male coworker is Jamie Dimon's debt slave as much as you are. Like Jamie Dimon, Larry Fink, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, like all these men that are literally building like technocratic feudal systems that are controlling us. They don't care if you're like male, female, black, Hispanic, insert whatever identity that you are. They don't care. They want everyone to be a debt slave under Jamie Dimon's nose. They want everyone to be renting a gray star apartment in a B-tier city, glued and addicted to your phone, so you're consistently radicalized politically, so you can't stand one another. I really like this tweet. This tweet absolutely identifies what's really going on right now, where women are being misguided intentionally by the media by telling you that the white man next to you that's just a regular person is the patriarchy and the oppressor. With men, they're just telling regular men that they're the problem. But there's still a patriarchy that rules you, but instead of actually informing you who it is, they tell you it's your male coworker sitting next to you. Which, I mean, like if they're like a complete ass, you need to take it to HR. But like if there's nothing going on, it's a misguided thing that's being perpetuated by like editorial media outlets that are owned by mega billionaires that are keeping you down. The men that I cover all the time in my content is the actual patriarchy that's keeping you down. I wrote this personal essay on my Substack, Is Having a Job Embarrassing Now? I take all the points that the British Vogue article Is Having a Boyfriend Now was making, and I create the parallel with your job. Anytime that like money becomes meaningless, i.e. your job, like other things are going to become meaningless.
So I have a PSA for all modern women. Stop trying to shame men into being stepfathers. Do you know how many times I have gotten online or heard women in person sound super entitled, like, oh, only a real man takes care of another man's seed? No, only a real man prioritizes his peace and doesn't deal with entitled women like you who make statements like that. Let's get into it. Only a real man weighs his options, and if there's a woman out there who valued herself to not have a child until she was married, you know, marry before you carry, and she's in the gym drinking her water, looking good, she's cooperative, she's fit, friendly, right? Like Kevin Samuels talked about, and feminine, right? Only a real man weighs his option. And if he can get one of those women that don't have kids and has all the things that he wants over top of a woman that's entitled like you and makes these statements, then only a real man weighs his options, and he'll be with option A, with a woman that wants to be married and wants to cater to a man, right? And does not have a child. Y'all try to guilt men because y'all know y'all made poor decisions, and instead of holding yourselves accountable, y'all somehow want to try to make it seem like it's the man that needs to fix the problem. No, it's you that needs to fix the problem. You need to stop making poor decisions. So I'm going to be the woman to tell you, stop making poor decisions and stop shaming men. They tired, and most importantly, they don't want y'all.